Go text. Right. And
all right. Got it. That's rolling. Cool. Well, alrighty. Islam, peace and love to ye all, beautiful beings out there.
Beautiful beings.
Beautiful beings. You studying, law giving, law enforcing beings out there. Peace and love to you all. And to those who are scared to enforce it, peace be unto you as well.
Yo.
Right. And we like to welcome ye all to another AstroCivics Sunday. This is AstroCivics Sunday number 39. And we're going over chapter 35. No, pardon me. Yeah, 35 today. Yes. Right. So without further ado, I am Brother Hasan L. You already know that all is well. And like my memory, bro, could you assist me? Could you help me? What was that appellation, bro? What was that?
Braveheart, Braveheart. Let's get it. That's always fun, right? Indeed.
I am here with my bro, the living master, to show out how we all can be living masters, and he is.
You're hilarious, man. Namaste to you all. Namaste. Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwest of Mexham. How are you? I guess I could tilt this up just a little bit. I really didn't need to. I'll probably just sit back some or whatever. But all right, how are you guys on our, as Brother Sean said, AstroCivics Sunday 39 for the Holy Koran Devotional Countdown? We're at chapter 35 in our countdown, right? So we're enjoying this. I think before we actually do our invocation in term, the Moorish American prayer, where I'll open this up with the Moorish American prayer. Brother Sean will read the first letter to be read in every meeting, and I'll do the second letter. And we'll go in on chapter 35 and then close out with the invocation out that Brother Sean will close us out with. Before we get into that, our speaking casually, since, we like to kind of speak casually a bit before we get started. Because the chapter 35 is religion, holy instructions from the prophet, as it says right there behind Brother Sean, holy instructions from the prophet. It's religion, right? So with that being said, we want to discuss Clock of Destiny Book 2, what's said right after the introduction in Clock of Destiny Book 2, however, before the table of contents. And Brother Sean's going to share that. And he's going to read that. And as we do, as he goes to present and read, I'm going to, get my ad lib on in the background. Ha ha! Yeah! I'm serious, remember? That's what I'm kind of do in a GC kind of fashion. Right? Yeah! Damn! Okay, let me stop. Okay. It's kind of how it sounds to me. But anyway, so with that being said, right, while, I'm still editing on the fly here, Brother Sean is going to read what comes right after the introduction, right? Religion is for ignorant people who cannot read, right? That's how it starts. So, have an open mind. If you are already offended, it's okay. Go talk to your ears and tell them stop making you so sensitive. All right. However, and we're doing this in love always, so we already have a chip on your shoulder. You already have a preconceived notion about Moorish Americans. It's fine. We're going to still, be loving and do things with the oneness power in moving forward and manifesting our will. So with that being said, I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we're pleased, Brother Sean L.
Islam. All righty, so from Clock of Destiny, Book 2, right? Religion is for ignorant people who cannot read. I am an informer. The truth will enable the reader to reform himself. The cycle of Mars and Jupiter, the carbon diamond elements, and the oldest and hardest stones of creation. The Amazon redskin, quote unquote, white Moors. Progress was guided by the cycle of the planet Jupiter and the planet Mars. from 1789 to 1933, a period of 144 years. Mars passes through the 12 signs of the zodiac 72 times in the course of 144 years. And Jupiter passes through the 12 signs 12 times. The 12 signs 12 times in the course of 144 years. Thus, from 1789, move that up some. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Thus, from 1789 to 1933, spelled the rise and fall of Rome on a universal scale. Romance.
Look at that. So 1789, we know that's the Constitutional Convention, right? 1933 is the mark pertaining to the Emergency Banking Act. So within 144 years, there's a rise and fall of a system that people think still exists. It doesn't actually exist according to the honor that is, our universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation, because everybody on the planet is under universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation, period. Not because it sounds like some pocket group that was founded by Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the 1920s. No, the Moor's been existing for over 10,000 years, really more than 50,000 years. For those of you that really do sincere studying, such as I and my beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased, and our mothers in whom we're well pleased that do also. All right. So, just to even think about that, that means all the operations here on the planet that are being executed by something called policy enforcers. They think they're law enforcement agents or law enforcement officers, quote unquote, police, sheriffs, marshals, things of that nature. It's over. It's actually over. So people are actually still trying to enforce something that's dead. They're warring against the people because they're uncivilized and their time has been up for over 90 years, because we're at 2023 right now. And before you know it, we're 7 months into what they call 2023. So it's been 90 years and 7 months, roughly. So when we're presenting how we're presenting pertaining to AstroCivics, we're not seditious. We're not about, let's overthrow the United States government. There's no such thing, actually. And for them beings to get recognized in the first place, it took the Emperor of Morocco, the Sultan of Morocco. Some will see him written as Sidi Muhammad III, who even recognized these beings. You'll hear Hillary Clinton speak in 1776. You'll hear Obama say in 1779 that recognition happened for that bastard corporation termed the United States of America. However, that was because there were people, and the reason why I'm calling it bastard, because they have no home. However, our ancestors, being as kind as we are, allowed them to play commerce house inside of our house on our land. Alrighty. And we're at a point now where things have gotten completely out of control. However, because no one can control the movement pertaining to the universal law of the Moorish nation, which is namely termed the Zodiac, a lot of people are going to find out the hard way. And a lot of things are going to crumble and crash, especially the more that people study and make other beings be in alignment with what it is that they stand for. This is why I said in previous, presentations, because I'm not about violence. I'm all about love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I just know because I know what I know, and I'm not holding some things secret in a lodge just amongst our brothers where we only wear our fezzes in secret with jewels on it, pinned with the tassel pinned down at 33 degrees. I don't have that problem. I'd be a freeborn master mason and Eastern Star in your face. unapologetically and share with my brothers and share with you along with my brothers that which is to free the entire planet from the oppressive hand that's been dead since 1933, actually. However, for some reason, some people want to still have a dead horse pull their carriage. And with that, I yield the floor to Brother Sean. Islam.
All right. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or FDR, was aware of his being the last president of the 144-year progressive cycle of the Roman universal influence. When he established a new order or New Deal idea and broke the Roman order record by ruling 12 years, the measurement of man or mind. I, the writer, was born under the 12th sign Pisces on March 6, 1897, the era pertaining to the Victory Age.
So yeah, you idiots out there talking about CM Bay manifested on March 3rd, you're an idiot. It's okay. You're an idiot, respectfully. All right, and I yield. Islam.
All right, writing this little book was my birth assignment in this life, which I could not evade. So fear not, and read this book to the end, and thus become a free master mason, an Eastern Star, not made over, right? Guided by practical wisdom of the universal law of the Moorish nation, namely the Zodiac. Mars governs the force of action and evolution, and Jupiter governs the height of human progress every 144 years. Supported by Mars, the planet of action, definitely not for war, among civilized masses of humanity, as you have been taught to believe. Uncivilized masses of humanity have to fight and destroy one another. So face the fact and ask yourself this question: how can a nation protect the freedom and civilization which it has never had?
Can you that so fear you not line again in the second paragraph, please? Please.
All right, uncivilized masses pertaining to humanity.
Oh, no. Second paragraph. So fear ye not. Second sentence in the second paragraph.
Okay, so fearing. All right, so face the fact. All right, gotcha. All right, so face the fact and ask yourself this question.
Hold on, where you at? No. Second paragraph where it says writing this little book.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, writing this little book was my birth. The second sentence where it says, so fear not.
Got you. All right, so fear not. Fear not. And read this book to the end.
Because what? What's going to happen next if you read it all the way to the end?
And thus become a free master mason, an Eastern Star.
Jesus Christ.
Not having to be born over again, right? In some lives, in some ritual ceremonies.
Guided by what? What is a free master mason and Eastern Star guided by?
Practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law of the Moorish nation, namely the Zodiac.
So at the end of the day, when I and my brothers, Brother Sean, Brother Corey, Brother Terrell, because we are the brothers that are, in your face, that are certified, internationally certified professional astrologers. All right. We are governing ourselves accordingly. So I'm not talking shit when I say this. I'm going to be clear when I say what I say. We are in harmony with our ancient foremothers and forefathers. Principles and wisdom pertaining to universal law. Practical wisdom pertaining to universal law. Technically, there's no one on the planet who has a position higher than I am my brothers and our mothers that comprehend what we're reading now. Anybody that thinks they have authority over us or exert some kind of force are belligerent servants. Be clear. Every lodge out there on the planet, especially the ones with those Albion sons and daughters of ours, should be breaking their necks to make sure they serve accordingly, according to the practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law of the Moorish nation. But I and my brothers present to the world every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just us being who we are the only real astrologers the only real astrologers on the planet could be someone who is in complete harmony with the universal law. So anybody out there thinking that they're an astrologer, but you're not you haven't declared and proclaimed your nationality, you haven't taken your place amongst the affairs of men, and you think the only way that you can actually do it is by swearing an oath of death in a lodge being made over again when ye are already promised to be a freeborn master mason and Eastern Star. All you need to do is honor your ancient foremothers and forefathers so that ye days may be long upon the earthland. How many people you think are circumventing knowing the astrology? And from us, there are people, and I trust they'll be healed in due time, that claim they're on our side, being Moorish American. However, all they're expressing is a sum that they haven't solved pertaining to either jealousy and or envy. And at the end of the day, what I've recognized, no matter what what type of presentation of astrologers you get, and they're saying that they're Moorish American, I just had to say this to Brother Sean before we got on, like, no one does it like Seven Hill Star, honestly. Like, I mean, you can go, oh, look, this sister on the West Coast, she does astrology, and this brother in, north of here does astrology, and these people over there, and across the pond do astrology. Okay. One thing's for sure and two things for certain. I know some things about this energy movement that takes place when utilizing the tools like astrology and tarot and other tools that I won't mention. It comes with a certain grace from the universe that I and my brothers can clearly see a lot of people do not have. They do not have it. Because what's lacking is being pure heart, being sincere intent, being love, being honor, and keeping Prophet Noble Drew Ali at the forefront pertaining to their mind, and not in a dogmatic worshipping fashion. However, a lot of people do not comprehend Prophet, the thought of Allah manifested in flesh. Noble is all-knowing. Drew is truth. Ali is master. So can you keep at the forefront pertaining to your mind the thought pertaining to all balanced law, pertaining to the zodiac, all-knowing truth master? That in itself is an energy to keep at the forefront pertaining to your mind. But so many people are caught up in dogma in diverse forms and competition amongst their own. And then there are beings like us who are on that road much higher than those that are on the road much lower. And I get it. It could sound like I'm being arrogant and highfalutin and we are above you and we're big eyes and little U's. No, the truth is the truth. We just sat here and read to you that which you can go and find in the Library of Congress, Clock of Destiny Book 2. Behind me, here's Zodiac Constitution, Clock of Destiny Book 1, Clock of Destiny Book 2. You know how many Moors I've heard can't even get through the Zodiac Constitution and Clock of Destiny Book 1 Like, man, that information heavy. It's the way seeing baby talking, man. It's like you gotta do it in chunks. Well, you know what that says to me? They are not and have not prepared their mind or body, and may not have the karma to even prepare their mind or body to be in harmony with universal law. So they may be a casualty of their own uncivilized thinking from previous incarnations into now, unless they clear themselves and clean themselves up. So some of us who come in your face freely 4 out of 7 days in a strong, right? We don't say a week, right? We say a strong. It's funny because you can sit here and talk about kings and queens and governors and rulers of whatever corporate jurisdiction. At the end of the day, the universal law says they are to get approval from 7 Hill Star. Oh, he sounds conceited and self-centered. He's lost his mind. Okay. Go and read these books yourselves. And then look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you that example? Pertaining to being in harmony with the universal law of the Moorish nation? Universal law, the practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation. Are you in harmony with that? Do you embody it? Do you even think like it? Can you speak like it? And I'm not talking about practicing to act like something. Oh, you have to be this. You have to commit. You have to rapture yourself. You must die and resurrect. And what dies is your lower self thinking, and you must resurrect completely with the higher self thinking. Again, it's only 4 that are in your face that you see. I, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, Brother Corey Bey, and Brother Shaunaline L are the ones that are in your face that are certified, internationally certified professional astrologers. There are some other brothers that's gotten the certifications from us. Are they actively in your face and presenting these AstroCivics? One, I give a pass. I give Senior Jackson Bey a pass because I know he's actively teaching in the schools near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic. So I know he's on. He's making sure these babies are learning. Brother Sean, do I need any correction on anything I've said?
Straightforward, man. Like, and when folks actually go read and not be emotional or, whatever negative fashion as, and same basis in Clark of Destiny, he said, remove everything that you've been taught to believe besides mathematics and read for yourself, because a lot of things aren't talked about or spoken on. And I mean, it's been said, but it's not cool or it's not popular, so it gets pushed to the side. But then when beings are, wanting to get things or shit keeps happening and they're not knowing why, it's because they're not honoring. So they're not reading these texts because it's not popular. But I'm telling you, in the next 10 to 20 years, there's going to be a flip of knowledge. It's not going to be shunned and looked down upon. Because now it's folks like, you don't know yourself. What's wrong with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then when you go here, Zodiac Constitution, Article 1, as we just read from Clark of Destiny, the 12 signs of the Zodiac, the code of mathematics scaling from 0 to 9, and the science of geometry, or G, comprise the constitution of the living Moorish nation pertaining to North America, referred to as, quote unquote, Negroes, Black, colored, African-American, whatever they call themselves today, tomorrow, next strong, next month, right?
Which
whatever
is a misclassification, which is a disrespect to their ancient foremothers and forefathers.
In the days, our ancestors would be ready to box calling them these words, but now it's it's cool, you know what I'm saying? It's comfortable, but
amongst the uncivilized, it's cool.
Civilized, correct, yeah, but us, it's like, we're not that, and we're not gonna let you disrespect us, right? And they say, oh, ancient Egyptian this and ancestors, but they didn't call themselves colored crayons, right? And our ancestors who ruled the world in the 7 seas by the 12 signs of the zodiac and the science of geometry for 1196 years, to the Amazon, Dutch, German Catholic priesthood fathers of the Revolution of 1789 and the Sisterhood Magna Charta, Emancipation Proclamation, that y'all think freed y'all, but y'all already free before then, but hey, believe whatever you want to believe. Union Society of White Supremacy, which is a myth, right? And 1863 North America, the 12 jurymen of the 50 Union State Society and also the 9 judges of the Supreme Court were founded upon the Moorish nation's 12 signs of the Zodiac Constitution.
Which means they wouldn't exist if it wasn't for our stuff.
Wouldn't even be here. So that whole, oh, we came over, get over that. I mean, please get over that, right? So thus, without our Moorish Constitution, the Magna Charta, Emancipation Proclamation, Union Society of the myth of white supremacy, definitely couldn't have been founded in 1863.
Correct. So pardon the typographical errors, but Brother Sean read it appropriately, right? So you wouldn't even have the Ku Klux Klan. You're welcome, my sons. You're welcome. Supreme Court, 9 justices, 12 jurymen. You're welcome.
Welcome.
Period. You're welcome. Now, remember this and get your shit in order. Because there's about to come a time that you're not going to be able to stop people from being manifestations pertaining to the energies of the universe kicking your ass. Mark my words. I'll say within the next, during these next, you know what? Saturn will be crossing the Northern Hemisphere in 2025. So I'll say either by 2025 or by 2040. I'll even go up to as much as 2055. You're going to see a change on the planet that some of you guys will be like, I can't believe I'm alive to see it. Some of us can see and look ahead and see things. And it's like, wow, the people don't really see that this is about to come down the pike. And it's going to be, think about it, the babies that are manifesting today, in 2040, they'll be 16, 17 years old. They'll be 32 by 2055. I'm trying to tell you, they're not just gonna talk to you. They're gonna expect you to know. Just like how you beings that are policy enforcers, sheriffs, state troopers, and somebody doesn't have a business license, that you try to make them feel like they need to have a business license to be behind the wheel of a land conveyance. Man, wait till you see that flip of energy. And these babies, when they grow up in their 20s and 30s, kick your ass. Boy, I'm telling you, we should probably cast some charts, Brother Sean. Maybe one day we'll go and look ahead. Right? What's 144 years from 1933? That'd be 2033, right? So 2073? 2077, you said, right? Bro, that's literally 54 years from now, right? Hold on, let me think.
2023, yep, 54 years.
56 years and 5 months. I think we're going to be here. Right? We're going to be here. All right. And we're going to be like, you and I and the bros going to be like, yo, remember what we was talking about 56 years ago, 57 years ago? Remember? You see it happening now? See? You see that? You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to be forced to make changes, and it's mainly going to be those that are working in administration. They're going to be forced. I mean, the federal, state, and city, county / municipal agents.
Was it?
That's going to be that. That's how they're going to be like, ow, because they're going to be getting their butt spanked. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, there's going to be people losing their jobs, their houses. They're going to look back at their life and like, hold on, man, all this seemed like it happened overnight. Jesus, right? Thief in the night. Anyway, Brother Sean, I yield the floor to you, bro. Islam, I'm finna sharing this into the Telegram group.
Yeah, let's see. That was after that. I just wanted to read that article 1. I mean, yeah, folks really have to realize, and I know most of it stems from the so-called quote unquote whitewash history, but I mean, it's always been there. It's just, folks don't want to see it, or whatever they make up in their head, want to leave it to somebody else to take care of it, or however. But like I said, until about 2077, there's going to be a major shift. It's going to be a flip, right? Like that Drake song. I just flipped the switch. Major flip.
Yeah.
Training these babies now, while those who are able to make those changes and, another thing, so that the babies don't have to go through that. Because to, leave things for somebody else to do is selfish, honestly. Like if we assist and we all can assist, it's go time, right? So yeah, those beings who come across, who watch, from afar and think we don't know, we know. The best thing that y'all can really do is operate in good faith. It's the best thing you can do before things start dropping or things start happening. We're not, wishing or projecting. We're just speaking on what we feel and what we know is going to happen. Man, where was that one part at? That was man, I was just reading that too. I know it ain't far in here. Oh man, where was it? And some beings think they'll be able to get away. It's like, no.
What, No Way Out in Clock of Destiny book 2? Are you talking about No Way Out?
You know what? That'll work too. I was reading some earlier, but I got so many notes, I'll have to find.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, is it in the Zodiac Constitution or is it No Way Out?
No, but let's see. Is that book 1 or 2, the No Way Out? Because I know
book
it's like
2.
Right by Saturn. So
yeah, book 2.
Which we're already in. So let me.
And then before we do our invocation in, I would like to read "Religion is for Ignorant People" one more time. Right? Because it just proves, even when I seen a lecture of C. Freeman L. and he's like, Prophet Noble Drew Ali had brought the truth pertaining to nationality and birthright to a people that were illiterate. However, the seed still needed to be planted. Because now look at us.
There we go. Oh, man, just share the whole desktop. Man.
Yeah, because we're still looking at the No Way Out. Look at that. How many pages is No Way Out? When's the next article?
This one and that one.
Okay. So it just basically looks like 2 paragraphs roughly. Go ahead, bro. Read it. I'm going to read Religion is for Ignorant People before we get started. We're going to read that part again. But No Way Out. I'll ad lib. I yield this long.
All right. No Way Out. So this tendency, it should say has. So this tendency has, or it says have, the quote unquote white educators on a quote unquote no way out spot.
So hold on, time out. So these Albion sons and daughters, with their uncivilized quote unquote education, there's no way out for them. Y'all think it's a game. Telling you, some of us have looked ahead. All you got to do is just get right and get in order. Get that mirror AstroLiteracy session. Get that mental magician report. Knowing the astrology it's not a game. You comprehend this astrology, you are learning how to utilize the practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation. Without the practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation, you wouldn't have a Supreme Court. You wouldn't have the 12 jurymen of the Union State Society. You wouldn't have a Ku Klux Klan. Mind your manners, sons and daughters.
They never would have had it. Right? Still never would have made it. They never would have had it without Moors.
Period. And you saw CM Bey said, those quote unquote white Moors that he said even there, because everything that comes through the womb of woman, because you were once an ovum moored to the endometrium, which lined the uterus of some woman, waiting to be defibrillated, waiting for that spark of electricity, termed sperm, which is in the scrotum of us sons who got it from our mothers. So everything's a Moor on this planet. Man and mankind. Mankind is the Albion sons and daughters. You're kind of like man, where man is those of us that are copper toned with what is called the ether 9 hair. Some people call it the curly hair. Most people with that straight stuff, that's fur, baby. I'm not, hey, don't get mad at me. You're just a part of when the experiments were happening. That's fur. So even those that are heavily copper toned like us and they're from Hindustan, that hair is straight. You're just one part of manifestation of mixing the genes of man, us, with the chimpanzee. It's okay, you'll get over it. Don't be upset. Be not upset. There's been experiments going on this planet. There's been hypercross-sexualization taking place on this planet. Don't be upset. It is what it is. What we got to do now is get in harmony with the practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law of the Moorish nation, namely the zodiac. I yield, bro. Islam.
Righty. So therefore, the positions pertaining to the great planet Saturn and the radical planet Uranus, ruling the north, west, and south gates of the walls of the zodiac, the universe, during the next 7 years will arise them from the mental death of ignorance to a living, conscious beings, the head of the Moorish nation. The influences of Saturn and Uranus will raise the people from their mental death, whether I myself write it or not, because it has already been written in the universal book of nature, namely the zodiac. I am only expressing it on paper in order that those who read it and thus become redeemed from their mental death of ignorance and thereby rise with intelligence, unity, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, in order that the great economic and social change in the United States of America the North Gate might be brought about more rapidly and peacefully.
See? So what do you think I and my brothers are doing? You think we're just sitting here, oh, let's sound highfalutin in our Moorish garments and fezzes and act like we're better than people. Only insecure, uncivilized idiots think that that's what's happening here on YouTube with 7 Hills. We're doing our best to assist in the social change for it to be rapid and peaceful. Doing our best. What do you say?
So yeah, contrary to the opposite of that, right? Mm-hmm. Contrary to the approaching bloodbath, owing to ignorance, namely religious, racial, color, and state tradition ignorance.
That's why I'm not saying, man, people gonna start shooting the police. I'm not saying do what Brother Hasan is saying, go shoot the police. That's not what I'm saying. I looked ahead and it's like, oh snap. Okay. All right.
Tired of it.
What'd you say?
We're gonna get tired of you continue to break families, pull us over, run us off the road, evict us without the proper lawful notice, and robbing everyone. People gonna get tired of it, and they're gonna become
nature with the energies as above will exert its influence on the behaviors pertaining to those sentient beings here, termed man and mankind, that will then be the catalyst and conduits to bring forth that bloodshed. Watch. Watch. Keep playing out here. I ain't trying to make you be fear. I'm not fear mongering. I'm not a doom and gloom astrologer. I'm just saying this was written in the 1940s and 50s. And then we reading it, and then we looking at the cycles ourselves. Like, oh snap! Look, there you go. You think when I just give times of things happening in certain years to come, I'm just, oh, let me seem like a wise astrologer and make predictions and impress the people? No, I'm just going to sit back and be like, you ain't believe me, huh? When I said that shit, huh? Or you ain't believe me, huh? Or you thought I was tripping, huh? Or you thought I was, I'm just saying, what?
Now you can't help but to see, huh? Now you want to apologize, huh?
Like, okay. Okay. All right. I'm glad I'm on this side of the sword where we holding the handle. I'm glad we're on this side of the sword. We're out of the way of the pendulum swinging. All right, I yield, bro. Continue, man.
This rapidly approaching tendency has influenced me, I'm talking about CM Bey, Charles Mosley Bey, to write this little book. So let us all learn to live instead of waiting in blood up to our necks, endeavoring to outdo the cycle forces of the planet Uranus and Saturn.
That's why I said ain't nobody controlling the movement of those planets. That energy is going to, I'm telling you, it's going, boy, okay, y'all keep playing with life on this planet, man. I'm telling you, nature don't play. Nature gets rid of disease. Nature rids itself of dis-ease. You'll see. You don't make a conscious decision and get it right. Go ahead, I yield.
Joe Stalin and his host are definitely not thinking about coming to take us over, as you are being taught and have been taught to believe.
So yeah, go and study the world wars that were taking place then. I think he's probably referring to World War I, especially World War II, around this time or whatever, dealing with Joseph Stalin and, you know, what he was thinking to do to America. The planets do not stamp and seal that, Joe. Okay, go ahead. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm telling you. That's why to this day, I don't think there's anybody in the White House, because people supposed to be in Casablanca, which is White House. You're looking at them right now. That's when things won't get right again. well, why ain't y'all going there now? Well, the time will come because the planets move a certain way. We got a little bit more time to make sure we get this message out to you. Think about it. How long we been doing this? How many videos we got on Seven Hill Stuff? We almost got as many videos as we do subscribers. That's bananas. Which means that's a lot of videos, not that many subscribers. Anyway, go ahead. Yo, this is hilarious. I love when I can see ahead, bro. I yield.
The science of the zodiac reveals the great fear of the white quote unquote people of the union is sexual relationship between the pale skin, so-called white women and dark skin and brown skinned men on a national scale.
So that's a fear. But again, the bloodening back has to happen. You see what I'm saying? However, it really happens when it's a Moorish mother absorbing an Albion son. Because remember, the nationality and what you really are is depending on your mother, not your father. But anyway, but you already know, any Moor dealing with that energy, any Moor linking up with an Albion daughter or Moor linking up with an Albion son, that child is not going to come out Albion unless it's albino, but it's still going to have possibly some strong features. Why? Because there's a dominance that comes with those of us that are man. Man has dominance over those that are kind of like man, which is mankind. Not being rude or mean, just being on principle pertaining to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and sharing with you lovingly the truth. I yield, bro. Islam.
Well, the great planet Saturn is bound by a great circle, which represents, quote unquote, no way out. Even if I did not write it, the great ring around the planet Saturn, the great ring around the planet Saturn shall bring about this relation regardless of cost. The great
You can't stop it.
You can't stop Saturn. No, you can't stop Saturn.
You can't. See, Bay said, man, if I ain't even write this book, you know this shit gonna still happen, right?
You know it's still gonna happen, right? If I tell you, if I don't tell you, it's still gonna happen, right?
It was my birthright, and you know what I mean. The reason why I'm here is to put this together, so somebody reading can see and align themselves with nature without being forced to make changes. What did you say, bro?
I said somebody gonna hear me. Somebody gonna feel me when I'm writing this. I'm just looking out for you, man. You know, OG. I'm just your brother, man. OG Charles Mosley, man. Looking for you in times of
flat out. I yield, bro. Islam.
Here we go. The great planet Saturn recognizes only two different people in the whole of creation, namely female and male, or woman and man. Yes.
Read that again.
The great planet Saturn recognizes only two different people, only two, right? And not the alphabet soup, right? Thing going on. Only two different people in the whole of creation, namely female and male, or woman and man.
Yeah. So just because Brother Hasan doesn't prefer to be with an Albion daughter, I know that it's all right, because there are some more sons out there that are with Albion daughters. I just know that ain't meant for me. Not this lifetime, not the next lifetime, not any lifetimes after that. No. Hell no, to the no. That's just not for me.
Probably said not to blend back. So, Brother Shine speaking for me, I don't mind clapping the back, but ain't no blending back. But
yo, you're hilarious, bro. We're just keeping it a band with you. That's all.
universal, right? So yes, Saturn is the schoolmaster pertaining to the universe. One race. It made me think of that. One band, one sound, one race, the human race, and one aim and one destiny, progress, and peace. Who's against that? Who's against progress and peace? Right? Without some liar hole dummies wanting to rule the world and rule everybody under them. And then it made me, I had this thought earlier. It was like, folks talk about the billionaires, trillionaires, and all that, but they wouldn't be where they are without the people, just like the so-called government wouldn't. So if people say, hey, fuck this billionaire, everybody let's quit. What riches they gonna have if nobody's gonna do their work for them? So folks have to realize that all of us, the people, make up everything. All these so-called riches and fame, everything comes from the people. Yes, they, did things, placed ideas, great, but it was the people that supported that. So without the people, there's going to be nothing. I want folks to realize and understand that. And, I think it's really simple and easy to grasp. Like, let's take Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg. If nobody said, hey, let's quit fuck with Facebook, what would he have? Nothing.
Correct.
So let me get you back, bro, to that one section.
Yep. I want to read that, and then we're going to do our invocation and read both letters to be read in every meeting. And then go into chapter 30, right?
All right, yeah. Make sure y'all get y'all AstroLiteracy sessions, the mirror sessions. And order the books from RV Bey, so that one can, read and start cross-referencing, because this is not going to be taught. Because in the schools, they're going to teach one to be slaves. They don't want you to ask questions or know who you are. That's their biggest fear. It's like, oh gosh, Jimmy, one of these days, those Moors are going to realize that they're home, that they're not from across the boat. But as long as they're, still stuck and ignorant, we're going to enjoy this. I'm going to buy me another yacht and boat and have them support me. That's what they're scared of, is melanin skinned folks realizing who they are. That is the great Masonic secret. That's it. That's all. Simple. That's your Moors. That's your home. None of that woo and all that. Simple, plain, straight to the point. And that's what we do here at Seven Hill Star. We get straight to the point. We tell you the truth. Know that one won't be able to grasp it. So we're going to go around our point in a circle and give you a story so that one can comprehend it. And, if we need to talk old gangster, son, it's like, yo, the principle, right? The principle of the gang. Folks are going against the principle of the gang, son. So, yeah, you got to keep it to the principle. Or nerds and geeks, we can explain it in whatever fashion we need to. But at the end of the day, it's based in the same principle. That's it. That's it's not hard to get. I think folks are just scared because they would have to realize that, hey, I've been duped. And then they'll have to make changes, forced to make changes, probably no Jolie. And
when it comes to just to add to your wisdom, when it comes to the astrology, we do say initially it's the mirror session. I, Brother Sean, Brother Corey, and Brother Terrell are qualified, internationally certified professional astrologers to give the mirror AstroLiteracy session. To add to that, if I were ye, those of you out there that are viewing us, you need to just make a plan of how to utilize your energy to exchange for something every 7 to 14 days. Some people may need to do it every 14 to 30 days. You need to get something that's on Seven Hill Star, from the healing jewelry, from copper crystal canvases, from the Reiki and tarot that Brother Sean provides, from the nutritional health coaching that Brother Corey actually provides. You know what I'm saying? That very musical type of style of astrology that Brother Jag brings with his, musically coordination type way of doing the astrology, because he has a certain flow that just reminds me of music. You know what I'm saying? Like, get what we're offering. You just may have to all right, well, I did, for those of you that work up, got my check. Let me make sure I got this handled, that handled, or whatever, until, you know, things fall apart, or I've applied myself because I'm a part of the jurisprudence gym and I'm writing things for myself, or I have, you know, a collective, you know, group pertaining to, you know, competent beings that we're all collectively writing things. We're all collectively suing beings that think they can hold the people to what only corporations can be held to. You know what I mean? Like, because that's, like I said, doing things peacefully. But with that being said, yes, you need to make it so that you have a budget to get something from 7 Hill Star from at least between every 7 to every 28 days. And I say that confidently. You know, we want to see a most recent testimony for a mirror AstroLiteracy session. You can go and, you know, check 7 Hill Star's TikTok or 7 Hill Star on Instagram. So shout out to the brother Corey Hall Bay, I like to say, right? You know, it's funny. I've been coming across a lot of Corey Bays, right? You know, I'm not speaking about the exalted Cyclops, though. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, came across a couple of Corey Bays lately, right? However, you know, I'm very thankful for the review that the brother, you know, provided. He provided one in writing and in video, you know, and, you know, I think a lot of people are going to be, you know, joining our astrological society, because 7 Hill Star astrology firm, we know, is the bros. However, there's a professional astrology organization that we are providing also. Alrighty, so that people can just become members of 7 Hill Star's professional astrology organization. Alrighty, so that you can be able to go over the concepts and things of that nature, so that you can either, you know, get stronger in your concepts pertaining to astrology for yourself and loved ones, because you want to be able to, you know, take care of your children, your garden, things of that nature, or you're planning on practicing. And that means eventually you would like to take the intensive, you know, with us, certification intensive, alrighty, which, you know, we provide, because what Albion sons and daughters of some astrology organization is going to certify us before we, according to our ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset, certify ourselves? There's nobody. That's the best answer. Okay. So with that being said, let's check who's in the chat before we get started, Brother Sean. I know I probably just wanted to add it to your wisdom, and I'm going to read this real quick. But is there anything you have to say? I'm going to look in the chat real quick, just holler at the people, right?
No, man. I think what we it's not what I think I know, but we'll see. We can, you know, give a hint, but we know that it's going to take folks to see it themselves, whether it's a harmonic way or whether it's a hard way. But we're assisting our ancient foremothers and forefathers that brought the word and said, hey, and we read and understand. We're like, hey, I was going to say, they're going to see it. Like I said, I think, what was that, like last year, we was handing out the apology vouchers. They're gonna say, I wish I would have supported you sooner, instead of hating, praying, wishing, whatever on your downfall for you not to make it, because whatever internal reasons and feelings that I felt that had nothing to do with you, it was all about me. But in my mind, I thought it was about you. It's cool. We already know we're astrologers. We see, we understand, and we read the literature, and we study the literature, and then we bounce the literature off of each other. So it's always a constant flow of studying literature, grasping these concepts and ideas. You know, we're already 100 years ahead. I mean, that's really about it, man. We can continue to do what we do, and we just getting started. So the best bet is to, man, and bro, help me on this quote. It's probably Noble Draw Lee, when he's like, if you see those doing good, go and assist them. Yeah. That's what I saw when I came across 7 Hill Star. I was like, yo, them bros going on like that. I said, man, I gotta reach out, and it took me a little minute because I'm like kind of nervous, whatever. I'm like, when I reached out, the bro was cool. You know what I'm saying? We had our, multiple talks and all that, and boom, it just took off from there. And I see where we're at now. It's like, I'm gonna keep going up,
That's why we call you Braveheart. Because you're like, oh, you real? You want to be a part of something else? Okay. There's going to be a vetting process to make sure you can.
When I write, when we do our autobiography and all that, I can't wait, because I won't forget, when I was with the bros and where I said, I'm like, this is really happening.
Islam. Mother Janelle Blashow says, greetings, brothers. Brother Derek Blash Bey says, Islam, everyone. Mother Sahar L says, peaceful greetings, everyone. Peaceful greetings, Mother Sahar. JLV says, greeting, brothers and everyone. Open 642 says, greetings. JLV says, she's waving to open 642. Brother Derek Blash Bey says, words spoken clearly, my brother. Practical wisdom. I love the clock of destiny 1 and 2. Gratitude. Indeed, Brother Derek. Mother Sahar says that's correct. They wouldn't even exist, right? There would be no jurymen, no justices, no Ku Klux Klan. Sometimes, sometimes when your children get out of hand, you gotta, take their privileges away or spank them and ground them.
Maybe what they get saying is like, they'd be like, I brought you into this world, I can take you out, type. And he's like, if I didn't bring you here, you wouldn't be here. All right.
Mother Janelle Blashow says, reminds me of the movie Planet of the Apes. That's spot on, indeed, Mother Janelle. JLV says, gets rid of the plagues. Indeed. Mother Sahar says, you're being truthful, right? Indeed, Mother Sahar. Open 642 says it's inevitable. Right? They just put inevitable. I know that's got to deal with the no way out. It's got to be with the no way out. Mother Sahar is laughing. Mother Sahar says indeed. Mother Janelle Blash L says correct, Sean, with 3 exclamation points. And Brother Tyro Bay says peace and love, everyone. Peaceful greetings to you, Brother Tyro. All righty. So religion is for ignorant people who cannot read. I am an informer, not an informant. The truth will enable the reader to reform himself.
Not us. The truth. We're just your brother, man, who show the way. That's it.
That's why I said we're just, because the principles are inherent. We couldn't tell the truth unless we're being loving first. Some people like, you're not loving me like this. Like I want. Do you recognize that these planets are not going to show mercy? Planets don't care about anything. Nature doesn't care anything unless that's a mother, that's a son. That's all nature's recognizing. Mother and son. That's it. That's all nature provides from mother's womb is more mothers and sons. Other than that, it's not like nature is like, oh, well, we're providing this corporate term for this mother and this son. Stop it. The cycle pertaining to Mars and Jupiter, the carbon diamond elements, and the oldest and hardest stones of creation. The Amazon redskin, which is termed quote unquote white because the pale skins, they're usually kind of pinkish looking or reddish looking, especially when being out in the sun because they do not have what is secreted from the pineal gland to even take on the sun. No worries. Don't be upset. What we're speaking on is truth. So the Amazon redskin, and you see how he's not saying European because it's falsely European, because the Albion manifested at Patagonia after we did these experiments. Patagonia is Argentina. The Amazon redskin, quote unquote, white Moors progress was guided by the cycle of the planet Jupiter and the planet Mars from 1789 to 1933. A period pertaining to 144 years. Mars passes through the 12 signs of the zodiac 72 times in the course of 144 years, and Jupiter passes through the 12 signs 12 times. 12 signs, 12 times in the course of 144 years. Thus from 1789 to 1933, right, Constitutional Convention to the Emergency Banking Act, spelled the rise and fall of Rome on a universal scale. So it's according to universal law. Romance. I find the romance part to be common. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was aware of his being the last president of the 144-year progressive cycle of the Roman universal influence. There's no more Roman universal influence. It's over. That's why people trying to hold on to it. It's like, you're an idiot. When he established the New Order or New Deal idea and broke the Roman order record by ruling 12 years, because remember, the Roman order record is like, you can only serve to be president 2 or 2 terms, which is 8 years. But he did it thrice. The measurement of man, 12 years is the measurement of man, which takes, Jupiter goes around the cycle in 12 years. Jupiter goes around the zodiac. Jupiter only stays in the sign for 1 year at a time. It takes 12 years for Jupiter to go 360. So Jupiter going around the zodiac 12 times is the same as saying 12 squared. That's 144, right? Okay, anyway. When he established, okay, we already read that, right? I, Charles Mosley Bey, the writer, was born under the 12 sign Pisces on March 6th, 1897. The era pertaining to the Victory Age. Victory! Writing this little book was my birth assignment. Like, I only manifested to write this book. In this life, which I could not evade. Back to Open 642 saying inevitable. Along with that no way out, inevitable. Right? So fear not and read. Fear not and read. Hey, fear not and read this book to the end, and thus become, without having to get paddled, angrily sexually abused, or swear an oath of death, to become a free Master Mason and Eastern Star. Guided by practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law, pertaining to the Moorish nation. So what's the practical wisdom of the universal law of the Moorish nation called? Oh, it's namely termed the zodiac. Mars governs the force pertaining to action and evolution. So that's what Mars's qualities are. Action and evolution. And Jupiter governs the height pertaining to human progress every 144 years, supported by Mars, the planet of action. But definitely not for war among civilized masses of humanity, as you have been taught to believe by these idiots who think they're interpreting our ancient foremothers and forefathers' memoirs pertaining to astrology. No disrespect to you, Albion sons and daughters, you Project Hindsight spirited people. oh, well, we're reading the Greek and the Latin, and they've gotten their tradition for ancient astrology from here, and we've transliterated the Greek to mean this, or we see it this way. That's why beings like us that are sincerely Moorish American and actually sincerely tied to nature, because we can stand out there in the sun and not get burned. Again, no disrespect to the Albion sons and daughters. That's just evidence you're not in full harmony with nature. Period. You're not in full harmony with nature at all. But those of us that are, I think it would be good for us to go back and look at the Greek and Latin pertaining to ancient texts. And let us give a go at translating and or transliterating and see what it says for ourselves. Without having to go, well, they had Project Hindsight near the Maryland State Republic in the early 90s, and we just need to go off of the fact that our Albion sons and daughters, whose consciousness is only pinned at 33 degrees, that's why their tassels are pinned down at 33 degrees in their lodges, we need to just rely on them. No, thank you. My fez alone, without the tassel being pinned down, says there's 360 here and 360 here. So I'm at least 720 in my consciousness. Period. I'm at least 720 in my consciousness. At least 720. Again, don't be offended. Truth is stern and don't change and don't pass away. Uncivilized masses of humanity have to fight and destroy one another. Uncivilized masses pertaining to humanity have to fight and destroy one another. So police, sheriffs, anybody exerting violence, whether in their professional status or in any other fashion, uncivilized they are. So face the fact and ask yourself this question. How can a nation protect the freedom and civilization which it has never had? Why? Because these beings that call themselves, we're the United States of America, we're the first nation that's been recognized by Morocco. We recognized you so that you can work where we were being loving. We're like, okay, let's show them love and maybe we can work out their uncivilized ways because they're fucking animals. Because we mixed our genes with the chimpanzee and we brought forth this mixture that's falsely termed European. Which now with this mixture of that, there's this crossness going in the mind that can only be mitigated by observing the practical wisdom of the universal law of the Moorish nation, namely the Zodiac. If you're offended, cool, that's great. It's probably only like 8, oh, it's 11 of you guys in here now. Okay, cool, great. Ready to do our invocation then?
Let's get it.
Islam. So let's do it.
They gonna see, man. And that's where they gonna see. You know, it's like, do we need to do y'all like the bird box? But we don't even have to open your eyes. Nature gonna open your eyes to it.
For shizzle.
Y'all gonna see the light. They didn't want to see the light.
For shizzle.
Show so.
Right? Alrighty, guys. So we're here at the Moorish Holy Temple of Science Administrative Functions. Alrighty. And we're looking on page 48, right? And 49 has our authority, right? To assist. The authority was there to help protect illiterate beings that needed to learn the truth pertaining to their nationality and birthrights, to get a fair chance to be protected to do so. However, on page 48, we have the Moorish American prayer that's right under our beloved prophet, Noble Drew Ali, who's handsomely standing due guard in his Moorish Sharif fez and his abah, right? that in a bow bolero? But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to lead us in so you guys can extend all 5 appendages on the left hand, just the index and the middle finger on the right. We're going to stand on a 45-degree angle while facing directional east, which is metaphysically symbolic to going within. East metaphysically means within. You can repeat after me either aloud or in your heart. Islam.
Islam.
Islam, Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
Guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
To his holy prophet.
His holy prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Amen. All righty, guys. We're going to move on to pages 84 and 85, the Moorish Holy Temple of Science Administrative Functions. And we yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Alim L. Islam.
Islam. That's there. All right. The following is a letter written by Prophet Noble Drew Ali on the 18th day of January, 1928, Anno Domini. He commanded that it be read before every meeting. From Administrative Functions, Moorish Science Temple of America, Home Office, 3603 Indiana Avenue. Noble Drew Ali, founder. Really? You gotta do that right here? Ugh. Chicago, Illinois, January 18th, 1929. To be proclaimed in every meeting. Dear brother, Islam, I am glad to know that I have few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy, quote unquote, about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as an American citizen, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that contribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I'm calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance, and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility, quote unquote. The nations of the world would not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. It has been proven by my work in which I have performed in the last few months, because I was at the governor's inauguration to represent the Moorish Divine and National Movement, and I will be at the inauguration of President Hoover for the same cause. Noble Drew Ali, Islam.
Islam. Second letter to be read in every meeting is here in the Moorish literature. Excerpts from the Moorish Guide newspaper on page 12. Again, we see handsomely standing Dugard and his Moorish Sharif Fez as Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslim governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets and the internet. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course, like the planet Saturn. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the laws laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. By order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. We're going to get right to it. Right? And again, just to remind you all, this is where we're reading from. The Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, right? Holy Quran, the Moorish Science Temple of America, because the Moorish Science Temple of America is an adopted corporate name by a religious affidavit. It was adopted by the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. All right? To be able to assist in facilitating, protecting the people. All right, let's go to PDF page 49, which is where we should see 35. Holy instructions from the prophet, religion, right? I know you guys are probably like, didn't y'all just read something talking about religion? It's for, ignorant people. Mm-hmm. However, this is what you come across before you come across Clock of Destiny Book 2. And we're doing a Holy Koran Devotional. However, we wanted to make sure that you guys could see a parallel. Because this is what you would use to get yourself to the point in comprehending that which we shared in speaking casually before doing our invocation in and reading the 2 letters to be proclaimed in every meeting. We yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean Ali, Islam.
All right, chapter 35. Holy instructions from the prophet, religion. 1. There is but one Allah, the author, the creator, the governor of the world, almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible.
And to me, Allah is all balanced law pertaining to the Zodiac. Back to practical wisdom of the universal law of the Moorish nation. To me, according to my studies thus far, Allah is all balanced law pertaining to the Zodiac. Because I've done some studies for myself to free myself and redeem myself. I don't have a dogmatic mindset. That is haram, brother. How could you say that Allah is tempting with the Zodiac? Shut up. You're in dogma. You just do your dogma in Arabic. Everybody is to be freed by the practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation, namely the Zodiac. How you, Brother Islam? Oh, and peaceful greetings to Brother Seven Judah Bilal Bey says peace and love. Indeed, beloved brother.
The sun is not Allah, though his noblest image. Enlighteneth the world with his brightness. His warmth giveth life to the products of the earth. Admire him as the creature, the instrument of Allah, but worship him not.
Exactly. You're not worshiping the sun. However, it's definitely a part of that practical wisdom. Go ahead, I yield.
Right. To the one who is supreme, most wise and beneficent, and to him alone belong worship, adoration, thanksgiving, and praise. Who hath stretched forth the heavens with his hands? Who hath described with his finger the courses of stars? who setteth bounds to the ocean, that it cannot pass, and saith unto the stormy winds, be still.
That sounds like something pertaining to planetary cycles happening.
Real.
All right,
6,
bro.
who shaketh the earth, and the nations tremble, who dareth his lightnings, and the wicked are dismayed.
Funny too, because we know that earthquakes in the northern hemisphere happen when Saturn takes its 15 years to transit the southern hemisphere of the Earth. So you have inclement weather, unfavorable weather conditions pertaining to 15 years of unfavorable weather conditions that are based on Saturn's transit around the Earth. So in 2025, when Saturn ingresses it started its 15-year travel in the northern hemisphere pertaining to Earth, there's going to be, you'll probably see tsunamis happen in the southern hemisphere. Remember I said it. Okay, well, go ahead. I yield.
Right. I just want to read this real quick. Metaphysic of lightning represents force, light, power. Jesus or Yeshua said, think not that I came to destroy the law of the prophets. I came not to destroy, but to fulfill.
Mm-hmm. Islam. So that's the metaphysical, from the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore, and that's the article pertaining to lightnings that you have read.
Correct.
Islam, I yield, bro.
Right. Who calleth forth worlds by the words of his mouth, who smiteth with his arm, and they sink into nothing. O reverence the majesty of the omnipotent, and tempt not his anger, lest thou be destroyed.
Mm-hmm. In other words, stop being stupid and use that practical wisdom. I yield.
Mm-hmm. The providence of Allah is ever all his works. He ruleth and directeth with infinite wisdom.
He rules and directs with infinite wisdom. Wow, there's wisdom again. I wonder if infinite wisdom is practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law, pertaining to the Moorish nation, which is namely termed the Zodiac. But anyway, go ahead. I yield, man. It's on you. I yield.
10. He hath instituted laws for the government of the world. He hath wonderfully varied them in all beings, and each, by his nature, conformeth to his will.
He hath instituted laws for the ruling of the minds of the world. Wow. And he has wonderfully varied those laws of government in all beings. Jesus Christ. In all beings, not in all organizations, made up by beings to institute laws. No. See why we went casually in for about maybe almost an hour on CM on Clock and Destiny Book 2. I trust you guys are seeing it. Put a one in the chat if you can see why we spoke casually first pertaining to Clock and Destiny Book 2 by who I call Khalif. Khalif is a defender of faith, right? Even though that's not how he's recognized by other people. This is what I say, according to my studies for my heart. You don't have to adopt it. I like to say Khalif Charles Mosley Bey. Yes. Put a one in the chat if you get it. I'll check those ones later if anyone does it.
Put a one.
Why we spoke casually, right? You're hilarious, bro. Mother Janelle puts a one. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
All right, 11. In the depth of his mind, he revolveth all knowledge. The secrets of futurity lie open before him. The thoughts of thy heart are naked to his view. He knoweth thy determination before they are made.
Because you already got a chart, and you just don't know the bent of your ways because you don't think you need no astrology. You don't be in the sun, moon, and stars, Mo.
Okay. Take me none, Mo.
Okay. People don't even realize saying that Mo stuff means you're shortening the truth. I yield, bro. Islam.
13. With respect to his prescience, there is nothing contingent. With respect to his providence, there is nothing accidental.
Woo, man. That means you already are wonderfully and beautifully made. You just need to know yourself. That's why mirror session is important. It's like, man, I'll see if I can get I don't know if the sister wants to, but I'm like, you want to write a review on your experience with the mirror AstroLiteracy session? Because I just think you guys might need to hear from more people. You know, you got a brother who did a video on 7 Heel Stars Instagram. Maybe we get a sister to do the video, I guess. Maybe we'll see how comfortable she is. Mother Janelle, like I said, she put a 1. Brother Derek put a 1, and Open 642 put a 1. Like, they're getting it. Okay, we see why you went over Clock of Destiny book 2 first. Right? Because this here you would have to use for an illiterate people that are coming out at that time when Prophet Noble Ali brought this for them. These are an illiterate and ignorant people who kind of need these types of wordings to kind of make them feel like, oh, I needs the worships and these the controls and ask myself like this. This is how they got to be. That's how they got to act until they are actually able to go into etymology and comprehend different things. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Oh, wow.
Solar our couple.
Yeah. As you can see in my face that it was her.
Yep.
Mom.
It's like, ooh, I want to plate.
Jesus Christ, this looks amazing. All right. Thank you. Oh, no, I don't think I might eat this apple for like a dessert though. Them Fiji apples are really good. They're really, really good. Was that the same one? Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk about that cherry. Save that cherry. We're gonna have a talk about it. That must be like a great cherry or something. You know what I mean? All right. Thanks, babe. All right. So, where was I, bro? Well, let's just continue. I will say that recognizing the wisdom. Okay, until people get like, they check the etymology, they look at the words, they read other books that are in alignment with the Quran, and then they can look at these words differently as they continue to be in their Quran in 101 every year. It grows for them because their comprehension grows. Correct. Their nationality card changes in their pocket. I'm going to say that, quote unquote, like Prophet Noble says, because they're getting a better comprehension for those that aren't lazy and just want to be a part of an organization and show up every, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. The temple is perfect because the prophet is perfect. And it's just a lot of beings that think they're running some type of Moorish science temple of America, which when Prophet Noble was around, I don't recall seeing from my studies that it was Moorish Science Temple of America, comma, Inc. I didn't even see that in the Quran. How come it doesn't say that in the Quran that I have? It doesn't even say it in the copy that we're looking at here. It said Moorish Science Temple of America. It didn't say comma, INC, period. Which lets you know there's some maladministration pertaining to what Prophet Noble actually intended. See how ignorant and illiterate people can mess up a good thing? However, look at us. Outside of those walls, because we recognize that the temple pertaining to the moon and sun is here at the North Gate. Contemporarily called North America, anciently known as Amexem, which means it's still Amexem. However, I like and prefer the cosmological reference, North Gate, is the hub, the center of the universe when it comes to dealing with consciousness. All right. I yield, beloved brother Islam.
Islam 14. Wonderful is he in all his ways. His counsels are inscrutable. The manner of his knowledge transcendeth thy conception. Pay therefore to his wisdom all honor and veneration, and bow down thyself in humble and submissive obedience to his supreme discretion. Excretion, whichever. 16, the Father is gracious and beneficent. He hath created the world in mercy and love. His creatures of his hand declare his goodness, and their enjoyments speak of his praise. He clothed them with beauty. He supported them with food. He preserveth them with pleasure from generation to generation.
Look at that. That sounds like I can't help but to see the zodiac. I see the as above, so below. The energies as above and going around us, right? As far as the cycles of the other celestial bodies, exerting energy here. Why? Because I'm using and being in harmony with my ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset so that my days are long upon the earthland. Period. I know what I'm here to do. Like Sam Bay said, his whole, reasoning for manifesting or being born was to write that book. I know what I'm here to do. I'm here to assist in correcting the concepts. 14, right? Wonderful is he. And I keep telling you that he, him, his is the mother principle in action, right? She, her, hers is potential energy. It's like the law. However, to fulfill what she, her, hers, which is the potential energy, to fulfill it and make it kinetic, make it actually be what it is, then mother's principle in action is he, him, his. So you guys need that as a jewel for you to not get caught up in sexism. Look at he as the mother's principle in action, because we all come from mother. Wonderful is mother's principle in action in all of mother's principle in action's ways. Mother principles in action counsels are indiscutable. And the manner pertaining to mother's principle in actions, knowledge transcends your conception. So I trust that I can assist in some way to correct the concepts, because I'm looking at the key terms. I'm looking at the zodiac. I'm utilizing and being the practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation, which is namely termed the zodiac. How you, bro? Islam.
Islam.
18, I think you were right.
Yep.
Is that right?
If we lift, yep, correct. If we lift our eyes to the heavens, his glory shineth forth.
What? Is that not astrology again? I get it. You think about the sun also, but what if that glory is the energies that's exerting itself on the planet to help govern the affairs here? Provided if we see the glory pertaining to the as above energy. And anyway, go ahead. I yield.
If we cast them down on the earth,
that sounds like an astrology chart again. Look, man. I mean, I can't make this up. And this particular chapter 35, is 30 verses or 30 minutes for degree 35. How many degrees does a sign have? It's 30 degrees. So I'm looking at this as like, these verses, which I call minutes, are kind of like, little degrees themselves. I'm just saying, it's like a foreshadowing there. Yo, bro, cast them down. Cast those heavenly glories that shineth down on paper. We'll take some sticks and a string and then draw a circle and then make some angles and do a chart. Okay, go ahead. I know you're probably, Prophet Noble Drew Ali ain't bring the sun, moon, and stars, Mo. Shut up. Because we do the Moorish American prayer by night and by day. How are you? Come on, man. How are you going to be able to recognize night and day without recognizing the sun being above or below the horizon? No, Prophet Noble Drew Ali didn't bring the sun, moon, and stars. They were existing before him. before that energy that manifests in the being that we recognize physically at a time over 100 years ago as Prophet Noble Drew Ali. However, is one with Allah, one with all balanced law pertaining to the zodiac. So how about Prophet Noble Drew Ali came with the sun, moon, and stars, Moor. Stop that Mo stuff. Go ahead, I yield.
Let's see. If we cast him down on the earth, it is full of his goodness. The hills and the valleys rejoice and sing. Fields, rivers, and woods resound his praise.
Mm-hmm. Looky, Astro Cookie.
But thee, hold on, but thee, he has anguish with peculiar favor.
But you've been distinguished with peculiar favor. Look at you.
And exalted thy station above all creatures.
Exalted your standing above all creatures. Look at you, and you want to be uncivilized, warring against each other, talking about, I just need to get a paycheck. So if I got to be the police or what, you're an idiot. And you deserve the smackdown.
Oh,
you think you're a policy enforcer that or a police sheriff or whatever in the administration, and you think you're doing good for yourself? Wonder why you got cancer, huh? Wonder why you got a family member that you love that's about to die, huh? Okay, because you don't get it that you not being in harmony with nature brings about these outcomes. That's the omnipotence of the law. Go ahead, I yield, man.
But thee, he hath imbued thee with reason.
So you got reason. Then we say exert reason and be prudent. Go ahead, I yield.
To maintain thy dominion.
You need to use that to maintain your dominion, right? Go back to that mindset of your ancient foremothers and forefathers so that your days are long upon the earthland. Look at that. I yield.
He hath fitted thee with language.
You got, so use your words. Use your words. To what?
To improve thy society.
To improve it. And then we just read CM Bey. You see why we made this connection of reading Clock of Destiny Book 2 before going into this? Then you got beings out there. Oh, CM Bey was kicked out the temple. Shut up. You weren't there. Stop spreading rumors. That's a violation. That's an Act 3 violation pertaining to the Constitution and bylaws. Shut up. Respect.
Now look to your neighbor and say, I see the light.
I see the light, neighbor. I see the light. Like that's how, you know. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
Where were we at?
And exalted your mind.
And exalted thy mind with the powers of meditation.
Meditation. Look at that in the Quran. Go ahead, I yield.
To contemplate.
Only masters contemplate. Neophytes believe and pray. The student who's a scholar has faith and studies, but the master contemplates and manifests. Never forget that. I yield.
And adore his inimitable perfections.
Inimitable perfections. Jesus, Grizzly Christ. Man. All right, I yield, bro.
And in the laws he hath ordained as the rule pertaining to life.
And so again, now we're back to that practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law. Look, man, you already come equipped with it. Go ahead, I yield.
So kindly hath he united thy duty to thy nature, that obedience to his precepts is happiness to thyself.
Look at that. Look, so kindly has mother's principle in action united your duty to your nature. That obedience to mother's principles in action, precepts are maxims, is happiness to yourself. So most beings are outlaws because they're outside of the practical wisdom pertaining to universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation, which is namely called the what? What? The zodiac. I yield.
Mhm. Oh, praise his goodness with songs of thanksgiving and meditate in silence on the wonders of his love.
That's why Brother Taj in one of those videos said they used to be the gospel, the music that they sung. They used to be, beautiful songs that would bring about manifestations and power. Now they're just beautifully sung begging songs. That's so true. We need an outpour of your spirit. Stop begging. I ain't knocking Dietrich Haddon. It's a beautifully sung song, but it's a beautifully sung begging song. Send it down, send it down. That's a begging song. Go ahead, I yield.
Let thy hearts overflow with gratitude and acknowledgement. Let the language of thy lips speak praise and adoration.
That's why we always got to be in the mode of being always in love, period. Thinking positive, even though there's technically no positive, negative, and neutral, because that's like breaking a bowl up into 3 pieces and then be like, these are 3 separate bowls. No, they're 3 separate pieces to one bowl that you broke. You need the bowl to be one so that you can have your will manifest appropriately and effectively, which would show automatically the praise and adoration based on the practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation, which is namely termed the Zodiac. Go ahead, I yield.
Let the actions of thy life show thy love to his law.
Islam, let your actions pertaining to your life show your love to mother's principle in action according to the which is the practical wisdom pertaining to the universal law pertaining to the Moorish nation, namely termed the Zodiac. I yield.
Allah is just and righteous and will judge the earth with equity and truth.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. I yield, bro.
Hath he established his laws in goodness and mercy, and shall he not punish the transgressors thereof? Right? This is what I was saying earlier too. Oh, think not, bold men, because thy punishment is delayed, that the arm of Allah is weakened. Neither flatter thyself with hopes that he winketh at thy doings.
Don't. No, there's no way out. That's the no way out. Again, it's in the Quran. We're here to assist you and to find harmonies with these things, while there are people that think they run the Moor Science Temple of America trying to get you to be in misery. I yield.
His eye pierceth the secrets of every heart, and he remembereth them forever. He respecteth not the persons or the stations of men. Wow.
Respects neither person nor station. They don't care what your person is, which is, what organization you're a part of, or your station, meaning what position you have in that organization. Again, then we just read in CM Bay that nature only recognized mothers and sons, man and woman. I mean, woman and man, right? Mothers and sons. That's it. That's it. And then, that's why we did it. That's why we went into that portion of right after the introduction in Clock of Destiny, book 1, and before, it's even before the table of contents pertaining to religion is for ignorant people who can't read. That sang beautifully sung begging songs. Mother Sahara, she put a 1 in the chat while she gets why we went in on it first. And she says, indeed, hallelujah. No way out, exclamation point. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
The high and the low, the rich and the poor, the wise and the ignorant, when the soul hath shaken off the cumbrous shackles of this mortal life, shall equality receive from the sentence of just and everlasting retribution according to their works.
So that all that you did here on the 5-cycle plane, when you go to the astral plane, it's going to be like, yeah, we finna check, sheesh, if you did the right thing. If not, guess what? You can step over to the left there, you get ready, prepared to go back to Earth and do it all over again. Go ahead, I yell. Unless you're like us that volunteered to come back and assist. I yield.
Then shall the wicked tremble and be afraid, but the hearts of the righteous shall rejoice in his judgments.
Woo, that's what number 21 in the major arcana. No, that's number 20. Judgment is number 20 in the major arcana of the tarot, right? Look at that. Yikes. Go ahead, I yell.
Oh, fear Allah. Therefore, all the days of thy life and walk.
Fear, fire, earth, air, river, all balanced law pertaining to the zodiac. Fear, right? Fire, earth, air, river. In other words, have respectful reverence, right? To comprehend that in order to know yourself in the process which Mother chose to call upon all balanced law pertaining to the zodiac, which is knowing yourself and your Father God Allah, is dealing with comprehending the elements, the fear, and having the fear, fire, earth, air, water, pertaining to a law, all balanced law pertaining to the zodiac. That's according to my studies. That's how I've seen it when I meet Allah, when I meet Prophet Noble Drew Ali, by being able to interact with my brothers and mothers, by going over these things. I yield, Brother Islam.
And walk in the paths which he hath opened before thee. Let prudence admonish thee. Let temperance restrain. Let justice guide thy hand. Benevolence warm thy heart. And gratitude to heaven inspire thee with devotion.
Look at that. And we're doing a Holy Quran devotional countdown. Continue.
These shall give thee happiness in thy present state, and bring thee to the mansions of eternal felicity in the paradise pertaining to Allah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the true economy of human life.
This is the true house law. Eco comes from the Greek oikos. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it may be Greek or Latin. Nomi comes from nomia, which means law, house law, pertaining to human life. Capital H, capital L. And it's like some proper persons in their own right. It was like some impropria persona su juris isu herdis type of human life. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you all for joining us. Thank you all there too on Brother Sean's TikTok. Brother Sean has been simultaneously casting to TikTok also at Leo Mercury Moor 711. Leo Mercury Moor, the number 711 on TikTok. Alrighty. And again, shout out to Brother Sean Alino for Snowball affecting the hashtag 7HealStar on TikTok, because now it's definitely on its way to 1 million views. I think we already saw that as well. When was the last time you checked it, Brother Sean? When was the last time you checked?
A couple degrees ago, it was like 512, 513.
Wow, 512,000 views. Really? For 7HealStar, the hashtag 7HealStar? Jesus Moneses, bro. And a couple days ago, you said a couple degrees ago, it was at 512, 513.
Yeah, roughly around there.
Bro, first line, and y'all can witness. It's at 519.3 thousand views when it comes to the hashtag 7HealStar. There's only one 7HealStar. I and my bros.
Jumping. So 7HealStar, we telling the truth. Leave them live.
So I'm just thanking you all that are viewing. You are appreciated, because I know I ain't sitting there viewing them. You know what I mean? All right, man, we gotta do these advertisements, do these posts, put this up there. All right, now on to the next one. Which, by the way, I know we got to do promotions. Again, we're gonna soon have a workshop for you guys. We'll let you know. However, we're building right now up to August 1st, a high holy day. Tuesday, August 1st is one of the high holy days, and you will see us on office hours with Dr. G. All right, on that particular Tuesday, and we will do what it is that we are to do, because I think we're going to start having kind of like some astro conversations, right? Have some dialogue based on astrology. So any of you guys want to, like, we'll kind of show you a sneak peek of it before we even get into the presentation on the office hours with Dr. G. We might pick a day that we normally don't go live. Maybe we'll choose a Thursday before then, and have some some astrology dialogue, right? So we'll have some astro conversations, so to speak. And what can happen is you can already send to us your natal time, natal date, natal location. You can be a guest when we have those, astro convos, right? And we won't say what's where. We'll just have a conversation and just look at the energies and speak on certain things. And if it resonates with you, cool. And those that will be observing, send me donations, because what we're going to demonstrate is we can look at your chart, ask about things, look at certain qualities. We'll just ask questions, and you can just yay or nay it. We may say some things that we see, and you can just yay or nay it, right? And, you can just be a guest for about, it's not going to take us long to look at things. So maybe 5 or 10 minutes per, guest. You really want us to check you out, then make sure off the record we have your natal time, natal date, natal location, so we can cast the chart and look at some things for ourselves, right? And then, go, okay, well, hey, how is it when blah, 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 blah. And did you have this happen at this age, blah, 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 blah. And, we'll know. Oh my God, and we'll know by your reaction. And you may go, nah, that's not this, that's not that. Okay, cool, whatever. Either way, we're just looking at tendencies, and I have your natal time, natal date, natal location. I can look at a few different levels pertaining to charts to see some things. All right. Mother Sahar says, sincere gratitude, Brother Derek Blatchbay says, gratitude, my brother. And Brother Corey says, damn, I just clicked on the video. I'm gonna rewatch this. Indeed, brother. And we thank you again, the Countess says, Corey Hall, for your testimony that you gave in video and in writing. It's thoroughly appreciated. And yes, we have it posted on, I don't think I posted it on Facebook yet. That's what I need to do. I need to post it on Facebook, right? To make sure. It might be on Astrology Street, though. Our Astrology Street All Rights Reserved Facebook, because that's connected to our 7HealStar Instagram. However, Brother Sean is going to lead us. Brother Sean, any comments, questions, and/or suggestions? Going once.
You already know, get your sessions. It's really about it. And reach out, even if one doesn't get the session off the rip. We're, approachable, honorable, sincere Moors, have a conversations and, get to know each other and start really building this community. And really just taking things serious. So yeah, don't be afraid to reach out, ask questions, and all those things, and build. Like, I know I'm definitely open to it, because I know as we was speaking earlier on that hermit mode, it's like, so yeah, being open and just, loving yourselves and really being confident and, taking oneself serious and moving forward and not really just caring what whoever thinks or whatever who got to say. As long as one is acting from the heart space and doing what is right, then, nothing else really matters.
Questions, comments, and/or suggestions going twice. You guys in the chat. Okay, Brother Corey says 100. All right, indeed. Questions, comments, and/or suggestions going thrice. This is where we say exactly, right? This is where we say to you all.
Oh yeah, that was what he was talking about.
What'd you say?
That was what Bobby was talking about in the jurisprudence gym the other day. I was cracking up, yo.
Jesus Christ, Bobby's hilarious. This is where I and Brother Sean, on behalf of Seven Hill Star, I, Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, Brother Sean Lee Mel, Brother Corey Bey, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, and Brother Armua Bey. We say, be ye selves and
donate.
Donate. Indeed, indeed. With that being said, guys, we love you all. I think we're going to do our invocation out first. All righty, Brother Sean and Lee Mel is going to do the invocation out. So, guys, before you go, extend all 5 appendages that are those of you that are participating. Extend all 5 appendages on your left hand, just your index and middle on the right. We're going to stand on a 45, have our feet on a 45-degree angle, and we're going to face east, directional east, which is symbolic, metaphysically, to going within. And you can repeat after Brother Sean either aloud or in your heart. Islam.
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 Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Who is holy prophet?
Who is holy prophet?
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen. Indeed, guys, remember, get your mirror Astro Literacy sessions. Make sure you get your mental magician report. And do not forget, alrighty, those crafts that are well made, alrighty, put together and, delivered to you quickly by copper crystal canvases. They have healing properties. Again, remember, I got my copper crystal bling. Guys, get yours, right? Got that rare Super 7 on. Got my astrological solar system, bracelet on. I'm telling you, this is an everyday thing for me. Remember, I got my newly set in copper organite, right? I already had the organite. They actually did the work in setting it in copper for me, which I appreciate because I love copper on my skin. And remember that some people say the eye that wards off evil. So it's one of my first pieces from Copper Crystal Canvases. Make sure you guys go and support Copper Crystal Canvases, all righty? Shipping is not free, all righty? So respect that. Respect the fact that the sister has to, get the things to you, right? And you guys are going to take care of the shipping, all right? All right, so with that being said, that's on Instagram. You can check her out. However, I think you can now check out on sevenhillstar.com, right? I think the sister has made it so that you guys can check out on sevenhillstar.com. However, shipping is not free, all right? The only thing that was, because you might see, shipping is, anything over 9 notes is free. That's only for the coloring book that I produce, the literature that I produce, all righty? Everything else, if it's coming from, Copper Crystal Canvases, just respect the fact that the sister's not comping your shipping and handling, all righty, respectfully. And we're being honest about that. Other than that, we say we love you all. Enjoy yourselves, rest and recharge well, and see us next day. What are we going in on, Brother Sean, for the Intuition Monday?
Sun ingress Leo.
Sun ingress Leo. Look at that, guys. So join us next day or tomorrow, Monday, right? Monday, 17th July, 2023, as I and Brother Sean go in on when the sun ingresses Leo on the 22nd July. I think that's when it actually ingresses. However, we're going to go over it during next day on the 17th. All right. So 5 days in advance, we'll be speaking about those energies pertaining to the sun in Leo. And with that, this is where we yield the floor. We love y'all. Thank you for joining us. This is where we say to y'all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all.